Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. So AC Milan have completed the signing of Diego Dalot on a season-long loan. It doesn't include any option to buy at the end of the loan. I think we said we wanted around 30 million euros, but AC Milan were not willing to meet what we was demanding. I think Diego Dalot is having his medical today. This has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano and it's also been confirmed by Damasio. But I think Solskjaer did say that he wanted to get rid of Diego Dalot permanently. It actually mentioned that Roma wanted Diego Dalot as part of a deal of getting Chris Smalling. Roma also inquired about getting Fossa Mensah. But there was a few clubs that were interested in Diego Dalot. Everton were interested in him the other week. PSG have been in for him before. Barcelona have also been interested in him. Dalot has endured a couple of years at the football club. We got him in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. We paid £90 million for him from Porto. Dalot's under contract with Man United until 2023. He has only made 34 appearances for the club since his arrival from Porto. He's only played once so far this season. That was in the Brighton game in the Cup. At the first part of last season, Dalot had back-to-back injuries. But he can't get in our team anyway because you've obviously got Wan-Bissaka, that's our first choice right back. And you've got Timothy Fossa Mensah, that's our backup right back. Brandon Williams, he plays as left back, but he's predominantly right-footed. So do you think, Williams would look better playing as a right back instead of a left back? So yeah, so that's the breaking news on Diego Dalot. Now, I want to delve into some news on Daniel James. So I think I mentioned this to you on one of my videos yesterday. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is prepared to sell Daniel James for around £25 million. If we could sell him for £25 million, we would gain a £7 million profit because we paid £18 million for Daniel James in June last year. Daniel James did sign a 5-year deal with the football club with an option of a further year. The reason Solskjaer wants to sell him so he can fund a move for Jadon Sancho. Now, Leeds United are the ones that have been interested in Daniel James. He said a few weeks ago that Leeds inquired about getting him on loan, maybe with the option to buy at the end of the loan. He said a few weeks ago Leeds were preparing to put around the £12 million bidding for him. Back in January 2019, Leeds came very, very close to signing him. But right at the final hurdle, Swansea had pulled out. Daniel James has played around 47 games for Manchester United. He got given a lot of starts last season, to be fair, and I think from my own perception, Solskjaer overplayed him. But towards the end of last season, wasn't really getting in the team. But the board are in disagreement with Solskjaer regarding Daniel James because maybe the board want him to stay at the football club. But Jadon Sancho, like I said, is our number one priority target. And I think it's very imperative that Manchester United sign him. Michael Zorg, Borussia Dortmund's sporting director, he's come out yesterday and admitted that Borussia Dortmund have been in talks with Manchester United in relation to Sancho. But he still says that Sancho is staying at Borussia Dortmund. Sebastian Kehl, Borussia Dortmund's head of football, he said a few weeks ago that Sancho will be staying. Lucien Favre's also confirmed that he will be staying. But Jadon Sancho recently said that he believes his move to Manchester United will happen before the deadline on Monday. And in a way, Sancho's trying to force a move to Manchester United because, Solskjaer's held quite a few negotiations with Sancho. And I think Sancho's told him that he wants to come to the football club. Now, I think we've had a couple of offers turned down for him. It said from Sky Sports earlier on this week that we had a £91.3 million bid turned down for Sancho. We'd offered like 73 million up front with 18 million in add-ons. But Borussia Dortmund's valuation is £108 million. They won't let him go for anything less than that. And Borussia Dortmund remain ruthless over their valuation, and throughout the course of this Jadon Sancho saga, it has been Borussia Dortmund's asking price that has been the stumbling block. Obviously, if we're forced to pay what they're demanding, then obviously Sancho will become our most expensive signing, and he'll be the most expensive English player in history. But we've not been determined to meet what they're demanding. Now, Sancho recently skipped Borussia Dortmund training, and don't forget he was withdrawn from Borussia Dortmund's squad for their game against Bayern Munich recently in the German Super Cup, so that fueled speculation up. I believe that Sancho's already agreed personal terms with Man United, and he's agreed a 5-year contract with the football club worth around £340,000 a week. Fabrizio Romero said the other week that Sancho still wants to come to Manchester United. Christian Falk, he's spoken about the Jadon Sancho saga quite a few times. But around 4 to 5 weeks ago, Sancho to Manchester United looked dead in the water. So there was a lot of Manchester United fans disregarding it because Dortmund said to us back in August that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We obviously missed out on that deadline, so Sancho went out on pre-season, and it had mentioned we abandoned our chase for the player until next summer. But one thing we have confirmed, we are not giving up on the signing of the player. Now, Sancho's endured a few years with Borussia Dortmund, but I think since his arrival in Germany, he has been a revelation. Dortmund only paid £8 million for him from Man City back in 2017. He enjoyed a couple of years at Man City, but the main explanation he left Manchester City is because he didn't get assured any first-team opportunities. Sancho still got a contract with Dortmund until 2022. If we do sign him, then obviously he will be our next number 7. We've obviously got number 7 vacant at the moment, but we have had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations. And like I've said to you before, Dortmund have let big names go in recent years. Quite a lot of them have gone to the Premier League. Aubameyang left them, went to Arsenal. Christian Pulisic left them, went to Chelsea. Ilkay Gundogan left them, went to City. Mkhitaryan, don't forget, left them. Shinji Kagawa left them at one point, and the players that they let go who didn't go to the Premier League was obviously Ousmane Dembele, Robert Lewandowski, and Matt Hummels. They would have generated a lot of money for them departures, but Dortmund have obviously brought a few players in recent years. Obviously they got Haaland in January. They got Jude Bellingham in. They got Julian Braun in. Thorgan Hazard. They got Emre Can permanently. So, yeah. But we've got to sign Sancho in this summer transfer window, because if we don't, I think he'll cost us more than what Dortmund are demanding next summer. Well, there again, it depends on how Sancho performs this season if he's to stay with Borussia Dortmund. But we could face competition for him next year. The likes of Liverpool, Barcelona, Real Madrid, maybe even Chelsea could go in for him. But we are now looking at a lot of alternatives to Sancho because there's cheaper solutions than him. We have been looking at Ousmane Dembele recently. And I think Paul Pogba is playing a big part in us getting Ousmane Dembele, because Paul Pogba has recently been talking with Ousmane Dembele, trying to convince him to come to Manchester United. I heard that Ousmane Dembele is open to joining Manchester United now. We have been in advanced talks over getting him on loan. This was stemming from Le Quip and ESPN. But Barcelona are looking to offload Ousmane Dembele so they can fund a move for Memphis Depay. Ousmane Dembele has been at Barcelona now for around 3 years or something like that. It's over 3 years. He's made 75 appearances in all competitions. He has got a contract with Barcelona till 2022. Don't forget Barcelona got him in a deal worth £135 million from Dortmund back in 2017. You know, Ousmane Dembele can play as a left winger, he can also play as a right winger, and he can also play as a striker. He's only the age of 23. Barcelona have already let Vidal go, they've let Luis Suarez go. They're obviously trying to also get rid of Coutinho. They try to get rid of Coutinho. They also try to get rid of Antonio Griezmann. So he's one of the alternatives. Another one of the alternatives we are looking at is Douglas Costa. Federico Chiesa, he's another one. We've looked at Rabbi Matondo before from Schalke. We inquired about David Brooks a few weeks ago. We recently inquired about getting Luka Jovic from Real Madrid on loan. So there's so many alternatives that Manchester United are looking at. You already know the news on Alex Telles from Porto. I think now his move to Manchester United is unlikely unless we can agree a deal for the player today. Obviously, Porto have already said that they want £18 million. We recently offered £12 million. So Man United and Porto are £6 million apart from their valuations. But it said not so long ago that Alex Telles has agreed personal terms with Manchester United and has agreed a 5-year contract with the club worth around £70,000 a week. Porto actually didn't respond to the offer we put in for Alex Telles recently. But Porto have already lowered their asking price because at the first they wanted in the £20-odd million range. I'm not going to fully disregard it. Maybe there's still a chance we could get him in, especially now with Dalot going out on loan with AC Milan. But I think it's very beneficial if Man United can get a left-back in. We've got 2 predominant left-backs in the team at the moment. That's Luke Shaw, he's our first choice left-back. And we've got Brandon Williams, he's our backup left-back and that. But yeah, it's under 2 days now until this summer transfer window shuts. And Manchester United have only made one signing, and that was Donny van de Beek. Don't get me wrong, he's a very, very good signing, he's Donny van de Beek, but Manchester United need more than him because there's still key areas where we are lacking. I think we've got to recommend the right winger in. We've got to get a left-back in. I think we definitely need a centre-half in. We need someone to go alongside Harry Maguire. We have got those 7 centre-halves in the team, but I think we're looking to get a centre-half next summer. But Solskjaer was saying in his press conference building up to the Tottenham game yesterday, we haven't been able to exploit the market due to the coronavirus pandemic. And he does admit, Manchester United have lost loads of money, but a lot of clubs have lost loads of money due to this pandemic. But Solskjaer did say, we are still working on transfers, but he does believe that our current squad is strong enough to compete this season. Solskjaer's not to blame for any of this. The board are to blame for the lack of transfer activity. And Solskjaer's revealed quite a few times that, he's very infuriated with the board. But we've been critical of the board anyway for several years, reflecting how poor our recruitment policy's been. We've overpaid for players in recent years. We paid 89 million for Pogba, 80 million for Harry Maguire, 52 million for Fred, 40 million for Matic, 75 million pounds for Romelu Lukaku. We've also made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years. I think a lot of the players we've brought in the last 7 years haven't been the right calibre players for Manchester United. And we've recruited over 30 odd players since the Ferguson era. But there again, there's a few players we've brought in who was good and we should have kept. You know, Herrera and Lukaku, they're two players that Manchester United should have kept. And I just think the managers that we've had since Ferguson retired haven't been backed enough, obviously. And Solskjaer, up until this point, has not been backed enough as Manchester United manager, has he? And I think he does deserve more. He does deserve more backing because Solskjaer's publicly admitted that Manchester United have got to spend money in this summer transfer window. So we haven't been ruthless enough in this summer transfer window, but in the other transfer windows since Solskjaer's come in, we've done quite well, you know, because last summer we brought 3 players in. That was Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire. And in January, we brought 2 players in. You know, we brought Bruno Fernandez in and we also brought Odin Igalo in on loan. I think Solskjaer at the football club now has spent around £240 million. But this summer transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. The good news is now, though, that we are beginning to offload players because for a lot of this summer transfer window, departures have proven to be difficult. But now, obviously, you know, you've got Dalot that's going out on loan with AC Milan. We recently let Andres Pereira go out on loan to Lazio. I think he's gone on a 1-season loan. But there's still other players we're looking to offload. Obviously, Smalling, we're looking to get rid of him. Hopefully he can complete a move to Rome. I think his move to Rome is done now, by the way, because Rome have increased their offer. And I think it meets our demands, or it's close to meeting our demands. I think we said we want around £20 million for Chris Smalling. Smalling's been part of the club for several years. He enjoyed around 9-10 years with Manchester United. He was out on loan with Roma last season. You know, Phil Jones, he's another one we're looking to offload. I heard that Newcastle are interested in Phil Jones. You know, Phil Jones has been at the football club since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Like said, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, we're probably open to selling him. Rojo, he's another player that we're looking to offload. Rojo hasn't really established himself as a first-team regular since his arrival from Sporting Lisbon. We paid around £16 million for Marcus Rojo from Sporting Lisbon. He was out on loan with Estudiantes last year. Rojo's contract, I think, with us expires next year. Don't forget Sergio Romero. He's open to leaving the football club because Romero is now 3rd choice goalkeeper. Because obviously Dean Henson recently returned. Sergio Romero's enjoyed around 5 years at Manchester United. We got him on a free from San Pandora back in 2015, didn't we? Romero just got under a year left on his Man United contract, I think, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. Lingard, there's obviously been a lot of rumours of him leaving the football club. I think his representatives have been talking with clubs in England. He said a few weeks ago that Tottenham were interested in Lingard because Jose Mourinho's keen on reuniting with the player. You know, but you've got teams around us that have done very, very good recruitment. You know, Chelsea, they've brought players in. Liverpool, they've brought players in. City, they've brought a couple of players in. Arsenal, they've brought a couple of players in. Tottenham, they've brought some good players in. Everton, they've brought some good players in. Even Leeds United, they've brought some very, very good players in. And we've missed out on a lot of our targets in this summer transfer window. You know, we missed out on Jack Grealish. A few weeks ago, didn't he sign a 5-year deal with Villa? You know, we missed out on Sergio Reguilon. He went to Tottenham, but realistically, we should have signed Reguilon. Bale, he went back to Tottenham. Missed out on him. Missed out on Erling Haaland in January. Also missed out on Jude Bellingham. So there you go. But I still think, there's a lot of good. We've still got a lot of good players at Manchester United, and there's still a lot of players that will stay at the football club. I think Martial, very very good player. Last season he was exceptional under Solskjaer. I thought he was very very good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Martial, Martial has enjoyed a good 5 years or so now at the football club. We paid £36 million for him from Monaco back in 2015. Martial obviously now plays as the number 9, so he plays centrally. He's very effective in that central position, even though it isn't his predominant position. Marcus Rashford, he's really, really impressed me under Solskjaer. Rashford recently scored his first Premier League goal of the season against Brighton, didn't he? We know now that Rashford plays on that left-hand side, because Martial plays centrally, obviously. Rashford has been at Manchester United for around 15 years. He's 22 and he joined United at the age of 7. And he's been in our senior squad since 2016, and since then has become an integral part of our team. But not so long ago, he recovered from an ankle injury. He had a back injury for us last season when he was out for a couple of months. So yeah. Odion Ighalo, I've been very, very impressed with him, to be fair, since he came in on deadline day in January. Hasn't been impressive recently, but I thought last season, was good. The reason we brought Odion Ighalo in was to get a cover-up to Marcus Rashford. But Ighalo was our top goal scorer in the FA Cup last season. Just after the first lockdown, we extended Odion Ighalo's loan until January 2021. He'll stay until his loan expires, I think. But he'll obviously now get his chances in the Cup, will Odion Ighalo. Mason Greenwood, he's the foreseeable future for Manchester United. Mason Greenwood has been dropped from the England squad by Gareth Southgate again. Solskjaer's backed Gareth Southgate's decision to drop him because Solskjaer's had a few talks with Gareth Southgate. We had a few issues with Mason Greenwood before the start of the season. But we know now that Mason Greenwood wears the number 11. He's the 4th Manchester United player to wear the number 11 shirt. Bruno Fernandez, he's also the foreseeable future for Manchester United. Very, very good player is Bruno Fernandez. He's been at the club now almost a year, because we got him in January, didn't we? I think we got him in a deal worth £55 million. I think he won the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Season last season, and he must have won Premier League Player of the Month. Is it 3 times, something like that, reflecting on his good run of performances. I think Bruno Fernandes must have 13, 14 goals for Man United in all competitions so far, but he has made the difference in the team. Donny van de Beek, he's a very, very good player, and he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. I think he's played around, he's played 4 games now so far, hasn't he? Something like that. Obviously, did well in the Crystal Palace game. Came on and scored on his Premier League debut. Did well in the Luton game in the Carabao Cup, 3rd round. And did well in both games against Brighton. Oh yeah, he also played in a 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa in pre-season. Donny van de Beek currently wears the number 34 shirt. We got him in a deal worth £40 million. Donny van de Beek signed a 5-year deal with Manchester United with an option of a further year. I also think that Fred, McTominay and Matic have improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. There was rumours of Fred leaving the football club a few weeks ago. But Fred came out and said that he wants to stay at Manchester United and he wants to be an essential player and he wants to win trophies for the club. I think Fred's been with us a couple of seasons now. We got him in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. We paid £52 million for him from Shakhtar Donetsk. Fred. But a lot of aspects of his game have really, really improved. McTominay, I think he has improved, but there's still aspects of his game now they've got to improve. McTominay's. Not so long ago, he signed a 5-year deal with a football club, didn't he? And don't forget, last season he had that ankle injury, did Scott McTominay. But yeah, Matic. I think he'll stay at Manchester United for at least another season. Not so long ago, he signed a 3-year deal with the football club. Matic has enjoyed a good 3 years so now at Man United. We got him in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Juan Mata, now I think he's a very, very good player and he should get more chances this season, Juan Mata, to be fair. He'll stay at the club for at least this season. He could even stay for he could even stay next season as well. Juan Mata's now in his 30s. Juan Mata did recently score his 50th goal for Manchester United in the cup game against Brighton. Also provided an assist. He also scored in the game against Luton. Juan Mata's had a very, very good career at Manchester United. I think he must have enjoyed a good 6.5 years with us. We got him back in 2014 from Chelsea for just under £40 million. Juan Mata. Paul Pogba, I think he'll stay at the club for at least this season. To be fair though, there has been uncertainty regarding Paul Pogba's future. I just basically think, we've got to get Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at the football club to end the uncertainty over his future. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, I think said before we kicked off our season that Pogba wants to stay at Man United and he will hold talks over a new contract. Paul Pogba hasn't had the best of starts to the season. He did well though in the cup game against Brighton, scored a fantastic free kick. But I thought Paul Pogba towards the end of last season was very, very good. I thought his combination with Bruno Fernandez was absolutely exceptional. So there you go. But as it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him. Luke Shaw, he's very, very good. And I think, he will stay at Manchester United. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is injury prone. Not so long ago recovered from an ankle injury. Shaw's enjoyed around 6 years now with Manchester United. Obviously got him from Southampton back in 2014 for £30 million. As it stands at the moment, he is our first choice left back. Brandon Williams, he's very, very good and I think he's a foreseeable future for Manchester United. Brandon Williams last season made his senior debut for the club in the AFL Cup game against Rochdale, made his first league start against Brighton. And not so long ago, he signed a 4-year deal with the club. Brandon Williams currently wears the number 33 now. He's the first player to wear the number 33 since Paddy McNair. Eric Bay will keep him. And I think he'll play more regularly this season, like Solskjaer recently confirmed. Because to be honest with you, I prefer Bay ahead of Victor Lindelof. But my only element of concern about Eric Bay is that he is injury prone. Bay's enjoyed a good 4 years or so now at Man United. We paid around £30 million for him from Villarreal back in 2016. Despite Lindelof's inconsistency, I still think, he'll stay at the football club for at least this season. He played alongside Bay recently against Brighton in the cup and looks better, to be fair, than he has done alongside Harry Maguire. But I've still got element of concerns now regarding Victor Lindelof. Obviously, Harry Maguire, he'll stay at the football club. Solskjaer's already made his decision on Harry Maguire. He will remain Manchester United captain. As it stands at the moment, Harry Maguire is the second most expensive signing at the club and the most expensive centre-half in the world. Tuan Zebe, he's out with injury at the moment, but I think he'll probably stay at the club, definitely. And Wan-Bissaka, he'll obviously stay at the club. He's a very, very good right-back. He's a foreseeable future for Manchester United. And Wan-Bissaka's just got to improve his attacking intent, because that's what he's lacking at the moment. But I think his defensive contribution's always been very, very good. This season is Wan-Bissaka's second season at Manchester United. And De Gea, he'll stay at Manchester United for at least another season. Probably will remain our number one goalkeeper for this season, even though in reality, I think Dean Henderson should be our number one because he's now reliable enough to become our number one goalkeeper. So there you go. So we've still got good players in the team, and there's a lot of players we'll keep, like I mentioned. This season's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second full season at Manchester United, and he knows he's got to exceed his expectations if he is to remain Manchester United manager. What will represent a good season if we can finish in the top four, or maybe finish in the top two, top three, win a trophy? That will represent a good season for Manchester United. It really, really will. I said we needed to make at least a couple of more signings to mount a title challenge up, didn't I? But to be fair, last season, Solskjaer exceeded most of his expectations, didn't he? We got to 3 semi-finals, we got qualification for the Champions League, and we also finished third, didn't we? You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.